hold on 1 second before we get into the box. I had considered doing this at the end of the video so that way everybody doesn't have to listen to it, but guess what? You can skip if you want to get to the review if that's all you're interested in. But I wanted to take a second and talk about how the reason I'm here is because of the professor. I found his channel years ago. I was one of his first 15,000 subscribers, and I found him like many of you found him by typing in what are the best sleeves or which is the best deck box. I liked his reviews. I thought they were well balanced, interesting, to the point, and fair. When he started coming out with how-to videos and Tolarian win videos and all those different types of content, I would watch those as well. So when he announced this box, it was a foregone conclusion. Of course, I was going to get one. By that time, I had this channel, and I was a little nervous because the reason I'm doing review videos is because I found his channel, because I realized that I like to talk about Magic too. And I also like Magic accessories and buying more than really is considered healthy for an adult human. And I'm excited to review this box, but I'm nervous because what if I don't like it? Or what if I do, but you all think that I just liked it because the professor did it? Well, I can't control what you all think, but what I can do is be honest, which is what I'm going to do. I haven't opened it yet still, so I still have not done that, but I will. And I'm going to put it through its paces, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. But before I do that, I want to say thank you to Brian. You have been an inspiration to many and to me. I appreciate everything you've done for the community, and I hope, if you're watching this, that you enjoy my review. Now, enough of the sappy stuff. Let's get to the review. Okay, now why am I reviewing a box that is part of a Kickstarter that's over? You can't get this box anymore. At least you can't get it from Gamegenic or the professor. You can get it on the secondary market, and as of recording, the prices were a bit high. Yeah, I think both Gamegenic and the professor would probably agree that this box isn't worth $500. Of course, I don't know, this is a collectible hobby, so maybe it will be worth that for a really long time, and I probably should stop using it and put it back in the box and then sell it to put my kids through a real community college. No, I don't think it's worth $500. Those are the prices I was seeing on date of recording, but I still wanted to review it because I can't imagine Gamegenic not bringing this to market, maybe with a few tweaks, maybe with a different name. I don't know the legalities or the contractual stuff that happened, but I can't imagine this isn't going to be on LGS shelves, at least a Gamegenic only version, in the next couple years. Also, I did want to mention I did purchase this through the Kickstarter. I got this, the Expandable Divider, as well as the Gemstone Spin Down. I paid for it myself. Just wanted to clear that up, that I did not receive this for free. I paid for it with my own money. I got it when other people got it within whatever wave I was in. So yeah, just wanted to clear that up, make sure everybody knew that there was no freebie stuff going on here. Before I get into what I think about the box, let me talk about the features of the box. As is standard, it comes with the removable magnetic lid that can be tucked under the box, so that way it's out of the way when you're doing your game night. A main compartment here with an acrylic divider that you can remove. The divider has two slots. There's one here, but there's also one over here, so you can tuck it out of the way. So you can put deck boxes in here now. If you don't want to put deck boxes in, you can just put it back into its main slot and it can hold cards again. Moving beyond the main compartment, we have this compartment here on the top that can hold sleeved cards. I was able to get about 30 double sleeved cards into this section here. You have some drawers hidden behind this flap here, and these drawers can fit dice, tokens, double sleeved cards as well. So you can put decks in here. You can put Flesh and Blood Blitz decks in here, or if you have maybe some Cubamajigs or some Jumpstart packs, you can throw them in here as well. Now, that's it for the main features of the box. But this box has some hidden features. Now, one of the hidden features that I actually already mentioned is the acrylic divider having another slot that you can put in, so you can now fit deck boxes in here. So this makes it more versatile. You can use this for just cards or deck boxes. You may notice in the box there are little recesses on each side of the card compartment. This is so if the compartment is completely packed, you can still get a hold on the cards on the edge so you can grip them and pull them out. The drawers for the Academic are set up in an interesting way. They have finger holds on each side, but one side, the finger hold is a flap, and the flap has a magnetic clasp to keep it closed. Now, I'll admit, the first time I saw this, I didn't understand it. The flap didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand why when I would pull in, the drawer wouldn't come out, the flap would just come down. Especially because if you have dice and you open this flap, the dice will fall out. I just flung dice at myself. That's another hidden feature, catapult. And that's why on this side, there's a recess for your finger. So if you use the drawer for dice and counters, then you want to put it into the box like this, where the flap is in the back now, and you can pull it out like a regular drawer. Okay, so now we know what to do when we're using it for dice and counters, but why does the flap exist? Well, the flap exists because if you fill up the drawer with cards and you put it in its slot with just the regular hole and not the flap, you have a much harder time getting the drawer out. You have to really try to get a grip on this edge, and your finger can't get below this little notch to pull it out because the cards are in the way. If you put the drawer in with the flap side out, when you pull down, it just gives you a little tab to pull the whole thing out, and now you've got it. But it's not done. It's got another nice little feature. Like I mentioned in the main compartment, there's a recess for your finger, so you can get the entire deck out, and you don't have one or two cards at the bottom of the drawer like you would if that recess wasn't there. It also keeps you from having to dump out the contents. Now that I've talked about the drawers, I did want to point out that about 1.5 years ago, I reviewed the convertible Cards Layer 400 Plus, and my review basically was, this box isn't for me, but if you think you'll like it, then go ahead and get it. It's a good box. But one of the big reasons, not the only reason, but one of the big reasons I didn't like it was I didn't understand the flaps on the drawers. Since then, many commenters have pointed out the reason for the flap, and recently I did have a discussion with the folks over at Gamegenic, and they explained why the flap exists and why they set it up the way they did. If you saw that video and then you're coming back to watch this video and you're wondering why I changed my opinion, well, it's because now I understand them. Quick honorable mention to these expandable dividers. I gotta say, this is kind of ingenious. It's two dividers separated by foam. This isn't much different than the acoustic foam that I have up around my studio. I don't think it's the same stuff. This seems a little bit squishier, but I gotta say, this is a really impressive idea. What I really like about it is when I use it in my draft kit, before the draft, when I don't have as many cards, this keeps my lands from basically falling completely over in the deck box. And then when I do have the deck and everything in the box, it didn't squish and it still fits. I think this is great. When I purchased this box, it was right around the time that I made a video about draft kits and what a draft kit was and the options that you have in making them. Almost immediately, when I saw this, my brain went straight to draft kit. So that's what I've been using it as. I've put it through a couple of drafts. I've also swapped out the cards for decks to use in just a general game night, and it performed wonderfully in every case. I think one of the things I like about it the most, other than the versatility, other than the little quality of life features that are included in the box, one of the things I really like about it is it keeps everything contained, easy to get to. I always know where my dice are. I always know where my counters are. I always know where my infinite tokens are and where my sideboard is. It's just really easy to find everything that I need quickly. I also think this would be a great box for Jumpstart. You could put about 7 or 8 Jumpstart packs in here. Then you can have your dice, tokens, and all the other stuff in this section here, and you're good to go. And it can hold a lot of configurations of other deck boxes. For example, I just like doing that with the music and the pop, 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 pop. Yeah, it just is fun for me. I enjoy it. And that feature there where you can change it between holding cards and deck boxes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that feature. That has elevated this box for me. And it's funny because I'm using it with cards. I'm not putting deck boxes in it. and I still love the fact that I can if I want to. I love the versatility of this box, and I love all of the features that are included to make the box easier to use, because it removes those tiny little things that happen when you're trying to get your cards out, or you're going to get your dice. Those little things of one card being left in the drawer, or not being able to quite get your hands on the cards in the main compartment. Just adding those little things to make it that much easier is great, and I love it when companies do that. But if you somehow can get your hands on this box for less than $100, do it. Do it. It's worth it. It is one of the best deck boxes I own. Now, I am not going to give this an A+. Why? Well, because that's the professor's thing. I don't give grades here. I give this 5 out of 5 Elvish Farmers, which might not sound like a lot, but here means everything. I love it. If you can find it for a reasonable price, I would buy one, and I really hope that Gamegenic comes out with this on the regular. I also would like Gamegenic to stop using Nexofiber, but that's just a pipe dream of mine. I would like something different. That'd be great. But that's just me. Now, I'm not going to give it an A+, because that's the professor's shtick. Now, there is also... This is hard to do. There also are some drawers behind this flap here. But they are gone. They're over here. I have his shield upside down. That worked pretty well. This show is part of the CIP network, inspiring creativity, one episode at a time.